I cannot marry a poor man like you. Look at the cheap ring that you are proposing with. Go and look for your type." Mercy snarled at Kelvin. The whole villagers bustled with excitement around the village square. It was during the evening of a beautiful day. The villagers had gathered around the village square to celebrate their New Yam festival, a great and remarkable feast. Although the celebration was over, all the masquerades and elders had left, but there's something remaining. Kelvin, the poor man at the construction building, wanted to propose to his girlfriend. As Mercy approached towards his side with 3 of her friends, Kelvin knelt with one knee and raised a ring and bouquet of flowers. "Marry me, Mercy," he said with a sweet smile on his face. Mercy collected the flower and the ring, scanned it thoroughly, and then burst out laughing. She laughed and laughed and laughed until her stomach started to ache. All her friends were surprised. People around them were surprised as well. They all stared at Agape. Mercy laughed, spun around and threw the ring and the flower on the ground, and began to match it with her legs. People stared at her with shock expression. "Do you think I will marry a man like you?" she said. Then she swooped low and picked up the ring. The ring was covered in dirt. "Look at the ring you are proposing with. A cheap ring." She thrust the ring into Kelvin's palms. Kelvin didn't say anything. He was just staring at her, watching all the drama. People casted a pity look on him. "Your mates are proposing with a costly diamond ring, and you are giving me this." She sighed and shook her head in disgust. One of Mercy's friends moved to him and said slowly, "I am sorry for what happened." Kelvin nodded his head and left calmly. At the spot where the part was divided into 3, one of Mercy's friends, called Immaculate, stopped her. "What was the meaning of that?" Immaculate asked, her face twisted in anger. "Meaning of what?" Mercy retorted angrily. "Don't even pretend as if you don't know what I am talking about. How can you disgrace the poor man like that? Is it his fault that he is poor? Then it is my fault that he is poor. Were you expecting me to collect that ring? Ask her." You know, sometimes Immaculate talk like someone that air entered her brain. Another friend said, and Immaculate shunned her immediately. "I am not talking to you. I am talking to Mercy." "Mercy, at least you could have collected the ring instead of disgracing him in front of everyone." "Collected the ring for what?" "That cheap ring." "Who told you that the ring is cheap?" "How did you know?" "I don't need anyone to tell me before I know it. We use our eyes to know a right maze. Meanwhile, I don't want to marry him. I have been looking for a way to lay him off." Mercy twisted her waist, spun around, and began to smile. "And you think this is the best way to do it?" Mercy didn't answer the question. "I haven't told you people that Mark is asking me to be his girlfriend." "Which Mark?" one of her friends asked. "The same Mark we know, the one that sells cement at the market." Jesus. "Mercy, you are always lucky. Soon you will begin to drive his car. You see, that is why I don't want that poor laborer again. I won't just drive his car. He will buy one for me," Mercy said, blushing. "Even as that, Mercy, what you did was wrong. He didn't make himself poor, and after all, he is a hard-working guy. He had been providing for you. He had done many things for you, and this is how you paid him back." "What is it, Immaculate? Are you not a woman? Why not go and collect that cheap ring?" "That ring is not for my type. I have another man who is capable of taking care of me and my needs." "Immaculate, be happy for Mercy. Be happy so that your own rich man will come," another friend said. Immaculate wagged her finger at her as a warning. "I am not talking to you. Mind your business." As they were going home, Mercy continued to share the good things Mark did for her, all the promises Mark made, and the places he would take her. She told them that Mark promised to take her to the city after marriage. She described the kind of honeymoon she would have with Mark after their wedding. He had also promised to open a big shop for her after marriage. Immaculate had no other option than to be happy for her friend. It wasn't easy to get a man like Mark. Many girls could do anything to have him for themselves. Mark was one of the rich guys in the village, or perhaps the richest. He sold cement and drinks. They all talked about how her traditional marriage would look like, the way they would dance and jubilate on that day. They all laughed and laughed until they reached the path, where they took different routes. that lead to their homes. Are you still going to stream tomorrow? Mercy asked. Yes, I will go, the three friends said in unison. Kelvin lay under the mango tree in front of his house laughing. One of his friends was sitting on a wooden chair in front of him. Kelvin laughed out loud and said that some women were fools. He told his friend about everything he did for the girl, all the things he had been doing for her yet. She had the mind to treat him like a thrash. Why won't she treat you like a thrash? I told you that your idea is wrong. You can't get women by pretending to be poor. His friend said, My guy, this is the best way to know a woman that loves you. This is how to make sure that you are not getting married to one of Delilah's daughters. Guy, this is wrong. I don't even know how you feel comfortable wearing this nonsense all in the name of. I want a woman with good heart. See, you won't understand, but I do. I was 12 when my mom died. When my stepmother started coming over to the house, she was nothing but a perfect woman. She treated me and my siblings like kings and queens. But all these disappeared the moment my father married her into our home. This woman's maltreatment towards us back then was like hell. My father continued to complain and also pleaded with her to stop, but she continued. She pushed my father into drinking. Her attitude drove my father away from home, and do you know what killed my father? His friend didn't say anything. He was only staring at him, listening attentively. Heart attack killed my father. His friend's eyes widened in shock. Yes, that's what killed my father. Do you know why? Because my so-called stepmother pulled out half of the money in his money and sent her brother outside the country. My father couldn't withstand all that and his voice trailed off. Guy, this is why I vowed that I better spend my life as a happy bachelor than to marry a wicked woman like my stepmother. Any woman that will love money more than she loves me is not my wife. I consider such a woman to be like my stepmother. And you think you will see that in this village? I mean the type of woman you are searching for. Yes, I will, Kelvin said firmly. His friend nodded his head and said that they will see how it goes. How I wish that Mercy knew who you are and the cost of that ring that you gave her. His friend murmured, and they laughed. She said that I gave her a cheap ring, Kelvin said, and they both laughed out loud. In the village, everyone knew Kelvin as a poor laborer, a man who works at the construction building. He helped them to carry blocks and cement, someone who couldn't afford a 3-square meal. Unbeknownst to them, that Kelvin was a multi-billionaire who came down to the village in search of a good wife. That village was his maternal home. He believes that if such a village could have produced a woman like his mother, it would also give him a wife. Not as if he wanted a woman like his mother, but he wanted a compassionate person like his mother. Kelvin deals in importation of cars. His name was a household name in Lagos. All the Lagos girls wanted him, both the good and bad ones, but Kelvin was afraid to give any of them a chance. His stepmother's behavior nearly made him discard everything concerning marriage. He told his siblings that he would never get married. He would make his money and spend it happily without any woman interfering or pushing him to his early grave. The fear of women is the beginning of wisdom. You better live in the house with a snake than with a wicked woman. They are more poisonous than a snake. He would always say, Are we not women? Did we kill our husband? His 2 sisters would always ask him, You people are different. You people behave like the woman that brought you to this world. That is why you have to look for such women. Kelvin, all women are not the same. They do not have the same traits like our stepmother. Imagine if all men are afraid of women like you. Then your sisters won't also get married. It was after this last discussion and so many considerations that Kelvin said that he would be moving down to their maternal home to search for a woman like their mother. He told them that he wasn't going as Kelvin, but as a poor man who would involve himself in every job available. They weren't satisfied with what he said, but they had no other options. All they wanted was for him to get a wife. He was the first son, and soon the second son would be talking about marriage. Back in the village, Kelvin was on his way coming back from the stream, with his yellow gallon sitting on his shoulder. As he made a bend and joined the main path, he saw Mercy and 3 of her friends. As they all approached him, Kelvin tried talking to Mercy, but Mercy brushed him off. I have a new boyfriend. Please leave me alone, Mercy yelled, making a little mad dance. You can't do this to me, Mercy, Kelvin said with a sorrowful voice. I have done it already. Please move on and let me be, Mercy replied and left. Kelvin feigned dejected and unhappy. He stood there for a while staring at their back, but then he noticed something. One of the girls turned more than 3 times to look at him. Could that be a sign? There's something in her eyes that captured Kelvin's heart. There was something in the way she looked at him, the way she stared at him. And that friend was Immaculate. Kelvin knew her as Mercy's friend, and nothing more, but on that very spot he told himself that he was going to know the girl more. The next day Kelvin was returning from his daily job. His body was covered in dirt. Then he saw Mercy and other girls sitting under the big mango tree. At first he didn't know if he should approach them or not, but then he decided to go to them. They would only laugh at him. As he walked towards them, he noticed their lips moving. They were saying something. And then Mercy sprang up forcibly and stood astride with her too, hands across her breast. Have I not warned you to stay away from me? Kelvin, stop disturbing me, please, she barked. Kelvin didn't say anything to her. Instead, he moved closer to Immaculate. Can I talk to you, please? He said. Mercy and the other 2 girls let out a thunderous laughter. But Immaculate didn't laugh. Although she was shocked and surprised, she didn't laugh at him. So, you now want my friend? You want to transfer your poverty to Immaculate? Mercy, please, that's enough. Immaculate said to Mercy with the most calm voice that Kelvin had never heard before. Kelvin had seen her talk before, but not with that particular voice and tone. The tone was so immaculate, so calm, captivating, and alluring. Kelvin felt like entering into her mouth, to the place those words came out from. He wasn't expecting such words to come out from her. You know that you don't know anything. Men will deceive you. Don't be a fool. Immaculate. Mercy chided her. Mercy, enough of the insult, please. How can you say that I am a fool? Please, I don't like it. Don't repeat it again. Then, with that squeezed face, she turned to Kelvin. What is it? What do you want to tell me? Say it, let me leave this place, she said to Kelvin. Kelvin stared at her for some time. He noticed the anger boiling inside her. It also affected her speech, written all over her face. Please, can we go over that side? Kelvin asked her calmly, pointing towards another mango tree. Without uttering another word, Immaculate moved to the side Kelvin pointed at. So, what is it? She asked with a kind of irritation. I don't know how to tell you this, Immaculate. I like you, Kelvin said, and Immaculate didn't know when she burst out laughing. You like me because Mercy rejected your proposal. I didn't know you to be like this. I thought you are a modest guy, but this is out of it. I am who you think I am, a modest guy. I have liked you from the day I saw you with Mercy. Just give me a chance to prove it to you. Please, with all due respect, don't stop me again with this topic in your lips. I am not interested in doing anything with you, Immaculate said, and left angrily. Her friends ran to her laughing. What did he say to you? Mercy asked, mockingly. What else? He said he likes me, Immaculate replied. Mercy and the other 2 friends began to laugh at her. Abruptly, Immaculate stopped and fixed her furious gaze at them. Why are you guys laughing sheepishly like goats? She asked them. He loves you, they said in unison and began to laugh again. Is there anything bad in that? She asked them. If there's nothing bad in it, why not accept him? Mercy replied and clicked her tongue. Immaculate didn't say anything to them again. She walked home silently. That night she stared at the roof with many thoughts over her head. She thought about Mercy, how she had disgraced the youngin on that day, how she treated him like a nobody all because he was poor. Wasn't Mercy also poor? She reasoned, but then she told herself that a poor person shouldn't end up with another poor person. It was good for one of them to be rich. But what if the person was hardworking just like Kelvin? For all she knew, Kelvin was a hardworking guy. She sighed and brushed her palms down her face. Her mother heard the sound of the sigh and came to her. You are not sleeping, Immaculate. What is the problem? Her mother asked. Mama, I just woke up to pass water. I am going back to bed. Her mother nodded her head even though she wasn't oblivious of the trouble in her face. Since she returned home in the evening, two of them were more like friends than mother and child. Immaculate took her mother as her best friend. She shared all her secrets with her, and that was why her mother didn't probe more to know what was wrong. She knew that her daughter would never hide anything from her. The next day, Immaculate was on her way home from the market when she met Kelvin along the dusty path. As a good girl she was, she greeted Kelvin and then tried to walk away, but Kelvin stopped her. "Immaculate, what are you saying concerning what I told you the other day?" Kelvin said. "What else, Kelvin? I told you that I am not interested. Do you not want to associate yourself with a poor man like me?" Kelvin mumbled. "Kelvin, it is not about being poor or not. It is about respect and integrity, and I think you should respect that." She began to walk away, and Kelvin followed her. "Which integrity? I said that I love you. Does that make me a man without integrity?" "No, that wasn't the fact. The truth is that you dated my friend. You also proposed to her, and now you are here prophesying love to me because she rejected your proposal. I know that I am wrong in that aspect, but I can't help it. Please give me a chance. Kelvin, please, with all due respect, leave me alone. I have respected you enough. We are close to our house, and I wouldn't want any of my elder brothers or my mother to see us together. Then give me a good reply. Immaculate, tell me what I want to hear. I have told you what my answer is. Leave." Immaculate stopped when she saw her mother coming towards them. "Have you seen what you have caused now? My mother is here now," she said angrily, and Kelvin apologized. "Let me start going then." "No, don't go. Going will make it worse. She might think that I have something to do with you." "Good evening, Ma," Kelvin greeted. "Good evening. My son, how are you?" "I am fine, Ma." "Mama, good evening," Immaculate said with a fearful voice. "My son, this your face looks like someone I know, although the woman is dead." Kelvin wanted to ask the woman who. He wanted to know if she was talking about his mother, but he decided to be quiet. Someone had told him before that he resembled someone in the village, and when he asked the person who, the person replied John, and that John was his uncle who lived in the USA. Kelvin smiled and told the person that at times too, unrelated people could look alike. Immaculate set the basket containing what she bought on top of the small table. Inside their thatched kitchen, she knew that her mother would ask her questions about Kelvin. She was also surprised that her mother behaved calmly in front of Kelvin. It was unlike her. As she was thinking on what to say if her mother asked her any questions, she heard her mother yelling her name. "Immaculate, Immaculate, Ma," she answered and rushed inside. Inside the room, her mother patted on the bamboo bed and asked her to sit down. Slowly and fearfully, Immaculate sat down with her too, hands thrust in between her laps. Her mother asked her who the guy she was standing with was, and what was the relationship between the two of them. She inhaled and exhaled slowly and began to narrate everything to her mother. She told how he proposed to her, but Mercy rejected his proposal, and then how he started prophesying love to her. Immaculate utmost surprise came when her mother asked, "Do you like him?" Jesus Christ. That was the last thing Immaculate was expecting from her mother. Her mother had always told her never to associate herself with men, and now she was asking her if she loved him. She didn't know how to reply to that question. Some mothers could be trickish, and her mother was one of them. Your sincere answer could become the worst answer. So she stared at the roof quietly. "Immaculate, I have noticed that your heart has been troubled for over 1 week now. Forget about Mercy and ask yourself if you love him. I like responsible boys. What I don't like are all those ones roaming the whole village, looking for girls to destroy their lives. You are no longer a baby, and according to your explanation, he is ready for marriage, not boyfriend and girlfriend thing." "Mama, but he dated Mercy. Did you not just say that Mercy will be getting married to Mark? I know how you feel, but I think the guy I saw today was a good boy." "Mama, I like Kelvin, but he was just an ordinary laborer at the construction site." "Ordinary laborer, you said. Does it mean that no one will marry your brothers?" "So they will also say ordinary farmer and laborer." "But at least, Mama, One of us should be able to lift others out of poverty. Her mother placed her right palm on her shoulder. I gave you the name Immaculate even when. I don't know the kind of woman you will turn out to be, but I am happy that your name is reflecting in everything you do in life. Money is good in life, but money is not the only ingredient needed in marriage. Don't mind those that will say you better cry in Dubai than to cry in Nigeria. Your father had no money, but he was the perfect man any woman could have. He was so supportive and caring. Yes, we don't have money, but I will marry him in my next world. So, my child, I think you should look past a man's pocket when you are looking for a good husband. Search for a man that will treat you like a queen even inside a thatched roof than a man that will treat you like a snake inside a luxurious mansion. Mama, thank you, I have heard you. I will think about it. That's why I called you my daughter. Don't think about what your friends will say. Just think about what you want in life. Immaculate trusted her mother's judgment. She knew that her mother would never mislead her into doing the wrong thing, but then she thought about what her friends would say. She knew that they would laugh the hell out of her. Few days later, she was walking home along with her friends when they met Kelvin. She greeted Kelvin smiling. Immaculate, how about your mother and your brothers? He asked. They are all fine, she replied. As they began to walk away, one of her friends asked, Is he now your boyfriend? What do you mean? Immaculate retorted. Don't pretend Immaculate. You know exactly what she meant. Are you now dating Kelvin? Mercy snarled angrily. No, but wait first. Why are you saying it as if you are angry? I am not angry about anything. We just wanted to know if you have started dating him, and you didn't care to tell us. Mercy said defensively. You are dating him, and he is asking about your mother and your brothers. Another friend fired. And so, what's wrong in asking me about my mother and my brothers? It means that he know them. So how did he come to know them if you aren't dating? See, I am not here to answer Jim questions. My mother saw me standing with him the other day, and that's why he asked. Just be careful. Kelvin has nothing to offer you except bushmeat and malt. Mercy advised, holding her ear. Few weeks later, Mercy primped herself so well in beautiful clothes that Mark had bought for her from the New Market. Inugu, Immaculate, and the other two of their friends wore beautiful gowns, but not as beautiful as Mercy's own. As they were coming out from Mercy's house, Mark stopped his car abruptly, startling the girl. One even jumped inside the nearby bush. They all laughed out loud, asking Mark why he startled them. Mark took them to one beautiful hotel in the village. There were many people sitting inside the hotel as they were about to step inside. Mark knelt down with one knee and raised a shining diamond ring up. Mercy, will you be my wife? Without hesitation, Mercy said yes, and Mark slipped the ring inside her finger, and they hugged each other. All the people in the room laughed and clapped their hands. Mark ordered different kinds of beers: fresh fish pepper soup, chicken pepper soup, and fried one, goat meat pepper soup, and dried one. Everything was surplus, in abundance. They all drank and ate meat to their satisfaction. Mercy felt like the happiest girl on earth. She told her friends that that was the kind of life she wanted. Her engagement was a total shutdown in the village. Many people heard about how Mark had surprised her with everything. Girls began to pray for such a man in their life. A man like Mark became their prayer's intention. Like some girls went to prayer houses all in the name of asking God for a man like Mark. Day after Mark proposed to Mercy, Kelvin saw Immaculate on her way running an errand for her mother. He told Immaculate that he heard that Mark had proposed to Mercy. Immaculate didn't stop at giving him yes as the answer. She narrated everything from A to Z the way Mark had arranged everything in the hotel without Mercy knowing about it. The way he surprised her with the engagement and the type of ring that Mark used. A glistening and shining diamond ring. And that is exactly the kind of life you want for yourself. Immaculate swallowed hard. I won't say yes or no, but I want a kind man. If that kind man comes as a wealthy man, I will accept him, and if he comes as a poor man, I will also accept him. Then accept me, Immaculate. I love you, and I am ready to do anything you want. It is not as easy as you think. Kelvin. What exactly is hard in saying yes? Mercy is already engaged to Mark. Please accept my proposal. Okay, Kelvin, I will think about it. Give me some time. No problem. I will be waiting for your favorable reply. Kelvin said, smiling. Few months later, Mercy and Mark got married both in church and in traditional. Their wedding was one of the best weddings that had happened in the village. People from far and near embraced the occasion. Rich men from the city were like sands on earth on that day. People talked about their marriage. They said that they knew that Mercy would get married to a rich man. Immaculate was her chief bridesmaid, which made her noticeable to most of the men in the wedding. Some of the men approached her directly while some sent messages through Mercy. But Immaculate was already entangled in love with Kelvin. She rejected all their marriage proposals. Mercy was furious with her. She told Immaculate that that was her only way to taste good life. Some of the men also promised to take her to the city to build a new house for her mother. Mercy, it is not as easy as you think. Kelvin had proposed to me, and I have accepted. I can't do it. Immaculate, don't be a fool. Don't let love to blind your eyes. We are talking about having a good life, and you are. Mercy stopped abruptly and sprang up. She began to pace up and down. Immaculate, choose one of them and your family will never remain the same. Mercy, I understand that you want the good for me, but I can't do it. In fact, I love Kelvin. Forget about love. Love won't put food on your table. Think about it. I don't have to think about anything. I love Kelvin, and I won't trade my love for money. My family loves him. In fact, my family will kill me if I accept another man. Do not say I didn't warn you, Mercy warned. Immaculate stood under the tree beside the path that leads to market, waiting for Kelvin. Her face wasn't that bright. It seemed as if she was considering what Mercy had told her. It was true that she loved Kelvin, but she also wanted a rich man, someone as rich and wealthy as Mark. While she was busy deliberating on it, Kelvin came from her back and tickled her on her waist. She jumped out startled, her face squeezed, and that made Kelvin to suspect something. Kelvin breathed out heavily and asked, "What's the problem, Immaculate? You haven't been yourself since after Mercy's wedding. Why do you look angry all the time?" Immaculate shook her head, forcing a smile on her face. "I am fine. I am not angry. You won't deceive me. Tell me what the problem is. Why are you always moody?" Kelvin persisted. Immaculate didn't know what to say or perhaps how to say it. The day before, her mother had also noticed her mood swings. It was easy for her to share her worries with her mother. After narrating everything, her mother only told her to follow her heart, that she was big enough to know what she wanted. Her mother's reply made it worse. It was bad to tell a girl who to get married to. The only thing you can advise the girl on was to consider the right thing while choosing a husband, her mother had told her. Now she was standing in front of Kelvin dumbfounded. "I know that you met so many rich men on that day. You can choose any of them." Kelvin said, feigned to be angry. Immaculate was so surprised. She hadn't expected such from him. "Kelvin, what are you saying?" "You know what I am saying. I know that Mercy never supported this relationship. Go and choose from those men she had arranged for you. After all, they are all rich. God forbid I will never accept any of them. I love you, and I want to be with you. Mercy is only putting confusion over my head." Kelvin smiled. "I love you also, but I won't stop you if you want to marry a rich man. It is good. Marrying a rich man is good. Yes, very good, but everything is not about being rich. Kelvin, I love you, and my family loves you. With two great minds like ours, we can become rich. It will only take time, but I know that we will make it." Kelvin laughed and carried her up. "You are as pure as your name implies." Mercy continued to show Immaculate the reason why she needed a rich man. She continued to visit her and to show her what Mark, her husband, bought for her. Mark always bought new clothes for her each time. He traveled to New Market Enugu. Immaculate loved them. She loved the fact that Mark was rich and also knew how to treat his woman. It was that beautiful, but she also appreciated the ones Kelvin was doing for her. Kelvin wasn't that rich, but each time he traveled to Enugu, He would always buy something for her. At times, cake clothes or slippers. She was satisfied with it. After all the fingers were not equal. I want to come and see your family tomorrow, Kelvin said Immaculate as they both sat under a tree. Why? Immaculate asked curiously. Immaculate, I want to marry you. I want us to make it official, Kelvin said, taking her hand into his. Do you want me to come? He said finally. Kelvin, I have been waiting for a day like this, Immaculate said in a sing-song voice. So, what you are saying in essence is that you want to marry me. That you will marry me. Yes, I will marry you, Kelvin. Kelvin drew her closer and embraced her tightly. Kelvin only did introduction and palm wine, carrier, and then Immaculate move into his small house as his wife. He didn't do traditional marriage or white wedding. Within a few months after the introduction, Immaculate became pregnant with her first child. Mercy and others laughed and mocked her for choosing a poor wretched laborer over the rich men that came to marry her. Mercy found every means to mock Immaculate and Kelvin. So, what are you going to do now? Mercy asked Immaculate one day as they both sat in front of Mark's shop. Do about what? Immaculate asked curiously. About your pregnancy? You haven't even done your traditional or white wedding, and you are pregnant. Mercy, Kelvin doesn't have the money now. When the money comes, he will do it. He will do what? Mercy laughed. He won't do anything again. When is the money going to come? She laughed again and again. Mercy, I don't care about traditional marriage or white weddings. The most important thing is that Kelvin had paid my bride price. He can do any other thing after? Immaculate said firmly. Mercy smirked. I wish you listened to me. See the way this pregnancy has turned you. She mumbled. One evening Mercy was inside her kitchen, cooking jollof rice and beans when Immaculate came in shading tears. What is it? Why are you crying? Mercy asked Immaculate. Mercy, my husband has been sick. We don't have any food in the house. As I am talking to you now, we don't even have any money for medicine. Has it gotten to that extent? Mercy asked and folded her hands across her breast. Mercy, it is worse. Look at me, a pregnant woman. But I haven't eaten anything for 3 days. I don't even want my mother to know about it. My mother and my brothers have suffered for me. I don't know what else to do again. But I told you not to marry that man. I told you that love doesn't put food on the table. Now see it. See what you have done for yourself. Instead of your husband feeding your family. Mercy, please stop. Stop it. How many times do I have to tell you that I love Kelvin? You love Kelvin, right? Go home and eat, love. You think I didn't know when I rejected his proposal. I didn't come to this world to suffer. Go and eat, love, Mrs. Love. Immaculate shook her head and ran her hand on her big stomach. I pity the child inside my womb, she sighed. Mercy dished food in a plate and placed it in front of her. Eat this one, Mercy said. With great speed, Immaculate grabbed the plate of rice and sprang up. What is it? Mercy asked surprisingly. I am taking it home. Kelvin hasn't eaten also. 2 of us will share it. See the way you are suffering because you didn't listen to me. Immaculate didn't allow Mercy to finish. What was in her mouth? Before she ran out of the compound with the plate of food, Mercy hissed and sank on the couch laughing. A stubborn fly follows the course to the grave, she murmured softly. Kelvin was inside the house with her to palms, clutched on his cheeks when Immaculate came in with the food. She placed the food on the mat, went inside, and came out with 2 spoons. Where did you bring the food from? Kelvin asked. Immaculate fell silent. She didn't want to tell Kelvin. Where she brought it from yet, she didn't want to lie to him. Is it from your mother's place? How is she? Kelvin asked again, and Immaculate shook her head. No, Kelvin. I got it from Mercy's house, and I decided to come and share it with you. Immaculate said slowly. From Mercy's house? How? Why? Why did you do it? I thought you were going to your mother's place. Immaculate swallowed hard, contemplating the best way to put her words. Kelvin, I was only trying to help. I know that my mother and my brothers are helping us, but I don't want them to see it as if they are the ones feeding us. Kelvin, I don't want anyone to look down on you. Not even my family. You don't want anyone to look down on me. but you went to beg Mercy for food. Mercy that you know that she wouldn't hesitate to tell the whole village that you begged her for food. I didn't beg her for food. She gave me food to eat, but there's no way. I will eat it alone knowing that you are sick and you haven't eaten anything. Immaculate said, I know that you must be regretting why you got married to me, to a man that couldn't take care of his pregnant wife. Why are you saying this? I will never regret getting married to you. We are like this now because you have been sick for weeks. When you get better and start work, all these things will stop. Kelvin, I believe in you. I believe you will make it in life. Everything will be fine. I don't know how, but everything will be fine. Immaculate said and buried her face on his chest. Kelvin ran his finger on her head and muttered, I think you should sell that ring I gave you. Maybe it will help us cook small soup. What? Which ring? Immaculate forcibly removed her face from her chest and asked, The ring I gave you. Go and sell it and know how much you will make from it. Who knows? The money might make one pot of soup for us. This is the only gift you have given me and I cherished this gift with my life. I don't want to sell it. I will still give you more gifts in the future. Go and tell Mercy to take you where you can sell the ring. I should tell Mercy, Immaculate asked. Her eyes widened. Yes, you are pregnant and I wouldn't want you to go alone. Tell Mercy to accompany you. Immaculate knew that the ring wasn't costly, but like Kelvin said, perhaps the money she would realize from it might make one pot of soup for them. Mercy laughed out loud like a madwoman when Immaculate told her that she would like to sell the ring. According to Mercy's words, no one would buy such a poor ring. She told Immaculate that there's no need to go to the new market to sell the ring. But if she insists, she would gladly follow her to the market. Immaculate insisted on going and Mercy followed her. Mercy knew all the shops in the new market and old park where they sold rings, both golds and silvers. As they stepped inside the first shop, Mercy pulled out her ring and asked the man how much he would buy her ring. The pot-belly man turned it this way and that way. Then he said 100,000 naira. Mercy winked her eyes at Immaculate and then collected her ring from the man, telling the man that she wasn't the one selling her ring. Give him your own, Mercy said with a derisive smile. Immaculate gave the man her ring, and the man started to study the ring closely. After about a few minutes, he gave the ring back to Immaculate and said that he wouldn't buy it. Mercy laughed and patted Immaculate on her shoulder. I told you that no one will buy this, she whispered to her. Then they walked out of the shop and went over to the next shop. The owner of this particular shop, after examining the ring and the person that gave him the ring, shook his head and said that he wouldn't buy it. As usual, Mercy laughed out like a madwoman. Immaculate felt dejected. All she wanted was for anyone to just buy the ring, so that she could make a nice pot of soup for her husband. They went to 3 more shops, and they all said the same thing, but in the 6th one, the tall, huge, dark man took the ring and put it in a shining object. After a few minutes, he turned to Immaculate and said, I will buy it 50 million naira. What? Immaculate and Mercy screamed in unison. I won't put anything again. Oga, we are talking about the ring, not the child in her womb. We are not selling human beings. I am also talking about the ring. I will buy it 50 million naira only. Impossible. Are you saying that this ring is 50 million naira? Mercy asked, and the man nodded. I know it. I know that Kelvin is a thief. Where did he get this kind of ring from? An ordinary laborer. You said an ordinary laborer was the one that gave her this ring. Yes, an ordinary laborer that couldn't feed his family. Mercy, bridle your tongue, Immaculate said to Mercy angrily. She tried to collect the ring, but the man held it tightly. Oga, give me the ring, Immaculate demanded. The man ignored her and turned to Mercy again. Did you say that the person who gave her this ring is a laborer? Yes, sir, an ordinary laborer. Ordinary on as that. The man nodded his head. He must be one of those boys that had been disturbing us in this market. They broke into my office the other day and made away with some of the gold in my office. I will use him as a scapegoat. The man said, and Mercy smiled. What are you saying? My husband is not a thief. Immaculate pleaded. Mercy laughed out loud and told her that Kelvin was a thief. There's no way he could afford such a ring if he wasn't a thief. Immaculate tried to plead with the man. She also asked the man to take the ring and leave. Her husband, but according to the man, he would arrest whoever the laborer was because he knew there would be more stolen gold in his house. The man put a call across, and within some minutes, police vehicles arrived with about 10 policemen. Immaculate cried and begged them. She tried every means to convince them that her husband wasn't a thief. Meanwhile, Mercy, who was supposed to be her rock and consoler, was the one mocking and laughing at her. She screamed it out to everyone's hearing that they were going to catch a thief. Some of the villagers followed them. Some were holding sticks while others were holding medals. They were all chanting that they didn't want a thief in their land, that they must deal with him. Immaculate cried and cried, telling them that her husband wasn't a thief. As they all emerged inside the compound, Kelvin lay on a mat under the mango tree in the compound. He sprang up the moment he saw the police van. As he was about to enter the room, one of the officers jumped out of the van and grabbed him on the waist. "He is the one. He is trying to run away," Mercy shouted. Kelvin stared at his wife. Her eyes were red and already swollen up. Immaculate walked slowly towards Kelvin. "They said that you are a thief, that you had stolen the ring," she said while crying. "Wipe your tears. Whoever did this to her must pay dearly for it," Kelvin said. Then one of the police officers gave Kelvin a thunderous slap that blinded his eyes temporarily. "We are saying that you stole a diamond ring, and you have the mouth to talk nonsense. Tell us about your other gangs, or we will deal with you." The officers snarled. "Did you just slap me?" Kelvin questioned. "I will not only slap you, I will also slap your pregnant wife if you don't tell us what we want to hear." "Officers, arrest him first. Arrest the criminal. This is how they go about breaking people's shop just to satisfy a woman," the man that brought them said. Mercy nodded at the back where she stood. Immaculate clutched on Kelvin's waist, begging the officers not to beat him again. Abruptly, Kelvin wrangles himself out from the officer's grip. "Lay this your hands on my wife, and I will make this life a living hell for you. Is this how you people do your work? Without any investigation or questions, you have concluded that I stole a diamond ring. What makes you think that I can't afford the ring?" Kelvin barked. "Look at this rat. How can you afford such an expensive ring? Officers, arrest this boy. Let's leave this place," the man who brought them said again. As one of the officers was about to drag Kelvin, Immaculate held the officer in his hand, and with an elbow the officer pushed her aside and she fell on the ground. "What?" Kelvin screamed. Kelvin could pretend for everything, but not when it had to do with his wife. He couldn't take the insult melted on his wife. With a furious rage, Kelvin spun around and gave the officer a thunderous slap. His own was louder than the one the officer gave him. Everyone was surprised. They all went silent, moving their eyes from the officers to Kelvin. Murmurs gasped above the air. Some of them covered their mouths with their palms while others stared agape. "What have you done?" Immaculate mumbled gently, as one of the officers was about to stretch his hands to slap Kelvin again. Kelvin held the hand in the air. "If you try this thing again, I will make your life miserable. Do you know who I am? I am Kelvin, the CEO of Kelvin Cars. So, what do you have to say now?" "You are Kelvin Cars." "Which Kelvin Cars?" 3 officers asked in unison. "You have your phone. Do research. Don't be illiterate." The officers, after some minutes, widened their eyes. They all bowed their heads, saying sorry to him. The one who slapped Kelvin went flat on the ground, pleading for mercy. It was then that Kelvin explained to them who he was. He wasn't just a poor laborer like they thought. He was a billionaire. He told them about his maternal home, and people screamed. They knew his mother, and even when she died, Kelvin turned to Immaculate and said, "I know that all these are much for you, but please forgive me. This is not how I wanted it to be. I wish that you won't stop loving me." Mercy stood dead, staring at the vacant space. Everything was like a fairy tale to her. She knew Kelvin's maternal home. She knew his uncles and aunts, and also how rich they were. It wasn't a small show, but the officer and the men that brought them left in shame. Days later, Kelvin took Immaculate to a very beautiful and immaculate mansion. As they were stepping inside the compound, many housekeepers came out and bowed to them. "Oga, you are welcome. You are welcome, madam." Immaculate swallowed hard and smiled sweetly, like she had always said. All she wanted was a good man, and if the man came as a rich or poor man, she would gladly accept him. She had accepted a poor man, but the poor man had turned into a rich man. Kelvin celebrated a big traditional and white wedding that left all the villagers dumbfounded. Mercy felt like one floating on top of water in all that happened. She didn't know if she should be happy for her friend, or to be sad that she threw the diamond ring away the time it was given to her. But at last she still thanked God that Mark was also rich, though not as rich as Kelvin. Kelvin took very good care of the Immaculate's brothers and their mother. He appreciated his mother-in-law for all the food she gave to them when they had no food, and also thanked her brothers for always coming through for him. He established businesses for her brothers in the city and opened a provision shop for her mother. Immaculate traveled to the USA and gave birth to all her children. It was really a beautiful love story that many families shared among all their female children. Although money is one of the ingredients in marriage, money shouldn't be the main ingredient. Let it be a subordinate. Immaculate and Kelvin lived a very beautiful life till their old age, and they continued to tell their children how they met each other. It was truly a lovely story. Hello, champions. I hope you enjoyed the stories. Please leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for always watching and listening to our stories. Keep watching, keep liking, and keep commenting. Thanks.